The candidates speak. John McCain.
To keep our nation prosperous, strong, and growing, we have to rethink, reform, and reinvent the way we educate our children, train our workers, deliver health care services, support retirees, fuel our transportation network, stimulate research and development, and harness new technologies. The wrong change looks not to the future, but to the past for solutions that have failed us before and will surely fail us again. You know, I have a few years on my opponent, so I'm surprised that a young man has bought into so many failed ideas. Like others before him, he seems to think government is the answer to every problem, that government should take our resources and make our decisions for us. That type of government doesn't trust Americans to know what's right or what's best in their own interests. That attitude created the unresponsive bureaucracies of big government in the first place. And that's not change we can believe in. Now, you'll hear from my opponent's campaign in every speech, in every interview, every press release that I'm running for President Bush's third term. You'll hear every policy of the president is described as the Bush-McCain policy. Why does Senator Obama believe it's so important to repeat that idea over and over again? Because he knows it's very difficult to get Americans to believe something that they know is false. So he tries to drum it into your minds by constantly repeating it, rather than debate honestly the very different directions he and I would take the country. But the American people didn't get to know me yesterday, as they're just getting to know Senator Obama. They know I have a long record of bipartisan problem solving. They've seen me put our country before any president, before any party, before any special interest, before my own interest. They might think me an imperfect servant of our country, which I surely am, but I am her servant, first, last, and always. I strongly disagreed with the Bush administration's mismanagement of the war in Iraq. I called for the change in strategy that is now at last succeeding where the previous strategy had failed miserably. Senator Obama opposed the new strategy. Yet in the last year, we have seen the success of that plan. As violence has fallen to a 4-year low, Sunni insurgents have joined us in the fight against al-Qaeda. The Iraqi army has taken the lead in places once lost to Sunni and Shia extremists. And the Iraqi government has begun to make progress toward political reconciliation. I know Americans are tired of this war. I don't oppose a reckless withdrawal from Iraq because I'm indifferent to the suffering war inflicts on too many American families. I hate war, and I know very personally how terrible its costs are. But I know, too, that the course Senator Obama advocates could draw us into a wider war with even greater sacrifices, put peace further out of reach, and Americans back in harm's way. For 8 years, the federal government has been on a spending spree that added trillions to the national debt. It spends more and more of your money on programs that have failed again and again to keep up with the changes confronting American families. I want to freeze discretionary spending until we have completed top-to-bottom reviews of all federal programs to weed out failing ones. Senator Obama opposes that reform. I oppose subsidies that favor big business over small farmers and tariffs on imported products that have greatly increased the costs of food. Senator Obama supports these billions of dollars in corporate subsidies and the tariffs that have led to rising grocery bills for American families. That's not change we can believe in. No problem is more urgent today than America's dependence on foreign oil. The next president must be willing to break completely with the energy policies, not just of the Bush administration, but the administrations that preceded his, and lead a great national campaign to put us on a course to energy independence. We need a president with a record of putting the nation's interests before the special interests of either party. I have that record. Senator Obama does not. Senator Obama proposes to keep spending money on programs that make our problems worse and create new ones that are modeled on big government programs that created much of the fiscal mess that we're now in. He plans to pay for these increases by raising taxes on seniors, parents, small business owners, and every American, even with a modest investment in the market. He doesn't trust us to make decisions for ourselves and wants the government to make them for us. And that's not change we can believe in. Senator Obama thinks we can improve health care by driving Americans into a new system of government orders, regulations, and mandates. I believe we can make health care more available, affordable, and responsive to patients by breaking down inflationary practices, insurance regulations, and tax policies that were designed generations ago, and by giving families more choices over their care. His plan represents the old ways of government. Mine trusts in the common sense of the American people.